Diablo 4 just stumbled again, setting up Path of Exile 2 and grinding your games for the biggest Blizzard dunk of all time. It's insane how many fumbles this massive studio and this game in particular can have. At this point, it's truly ridiculous, unfathomable to someone on the outside, but probably completely reasonable to someone on the inside. Time after time, this setup for success titan called Diablo 4 fails to deliver the proper message and follow through. This is all the while one of its largest competitors, Grinding Gear Games and Path of Exile 2, take the proper path and continue to put time, effort, and conscious delays into their product to ensure it reaches the maximum quality threshold for us consumers, for the players. GGG isn't aiming for a minimum viable product, which is what Diablo 4 truly seems to be. They're aiming to be the best, explicitly in their marketing for the game and implicitly in the product itself. Even when people play Path of Exile 1, the game shouts that it is the best possible product for a certain segment of individuals. Diablo 4 doesn't do that currently. It didn't do that in the past, and it's quite unlikely it'll do it in the future either. Instead, it reeks of being the minimum viable product for as many different player types as possible. That's not going to cut it. This video explores the mind-boggling mishaps related to Diablo 4, how its primary rival continues to thrive, grow, and prepare thanks to these issues, and why these positive consequences shall likely continue to be the norm for this rival and many others, despite Blizzard's best efforts to snuff the fiery torches that represent their competitors' livelihoods. I mean, who wants to bet the Diablo 4 Gauntlet update will be on February 20th? The day before Last Epoch 1.0 officially launches. I'll make that bet. All right, without further ado, let's get to it. While the most recent stumble by Blizzard is the most fresh in all our minds, there's a comprehensive list of hilarious and shockingly incompetent failings wrapped around the launch, development, and content releases of Blizzard's latest huge product, Diablo 4. Every single one paves the path even smoother for their rivals, which Blizzard cares a ton about, obviously. Of course, other companies care about Blizzard and how they compete against them too, but Blizzard is bulky enough to throw their weight around and overpromise while under-delivering. Sometimes, oh, it really backfires. We can venture all the way back to 2011 during the Diablo 3 launch and auction house fiasco. Blizzard endeavored to be a leader in the industry and launched their new ARPG title with something unforeseen before in an official capacity: a real money trading auction house. While some people enjoyed it and profited from it greatly, a truth Asmongold boasts about every time D3 is brought up, it was an unmitigated disaster for the game. Combined with the ease of trade and the uninteresting itemization in launch D3, it quickly killed the game and saw its initially gargantuan user base plummet. Of course, this huge fumble from Blizzard caused them to completely remove the feature from the game in good time. Path of Exile, which officially launched 2 years into D3's run, vowed to never endorse real money item trading. They've kept true to their word and constantly make an effort to chase down cheaters, scammers, and those involved in suspicious activities. However, the Diablo series wasn't done with in-game monetization just yet. 7 years later in 2018, Blizzard once again ate dirt when they decided to announce the launch of a brand new Diablo game at a primarily PC gamer convention that was not a PC game. It was a mobile game called Diablo Immortal. Additionally, Blizzard stated that we would not be able to buy items or power in Diablo Immortal. Those slippery icemongers. They were truthful, kinda. Of course, once it launched in 2022, we weren't able to directly buy items for real money like launch Diablo 3, but we were able to buy currency and keys in the shop that allowed us to unlock more chests, find better items, and generally increase our character power. We were even beckoned to do so after the first major encounter in the game. And then, 1 year later in 2019, Grinding Gear Games decided to announce their huge sequel to Path of Exile 1, Path of Exile 2. Additionally, they let loose the fact they were working on a mobile game as well, titled Path of Exile Mobile. That was indeed a side project compared to their primary PC titles and, Of course, they countered Diablo Immortal's announcement from the year prior with ease. Just like Path of Exile 1 and 2, PoE Mobile would never be pay to win, in the slightest, at all, ever. Yet another opening from Blizzard beckoning other companies to one-up them. Finally, if we flash to the recent past and tumultuous present, to the launch and current news cycle of Diablo 4, we should realize all of the game's issues and fumbles are making room for quite the giant to enter the scene. Especially if Blizzard saves the most requested D4 features for the basket of hatred. If one company in the ARPG space knows how to capitalize on another company's shortcomings or fix an issue of their own, well, it's grinding your games. The minds behind Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Diablo 4 and Blizzard are stumbling so grinding your games and Path of Exile 2 can run. All the other mistakes outlined before in the video, unrelated to D4, truly let Path of Exile 1 breathe. Lots of players migrated from D3 to Path of Exile 1, many of them following one of the largest D3 creators around, Kriparian. He praised Path of Exile and its developers for their ingenuity, dedication to the genre, and seemingly true-to-form evolution of Diablo 2, an idea many thought Blizzard would pursue with Diablo 3, in tone, in stories, in graphics, in itemization, in everything. D3 was dissimilar to Diablo 2. It gave Blizzard tremendous financial success, and then what else? And let's not forget, this capitalization done by GGG was when they were a tiny company, a group of people brought together by 3 dudes working out of a garage. Now Grinding Your Games is a team of 175 plus developers with tons of experience on developing an ARPG. They are learning from their mistakes, both in-game and out of game. Heck, unlike Blizzard and Diablo 2 or Diablo 3, they are dead set on continuing development of their sequel's prequel once the sequel releases. 3 cheers for Triple G. In spite of all these stumbles from Diablo 4, a lackluster release with no actual endgame, a complete miss when it comes to itemization, botched season launches and ideas, grand promises and complete underdelivery like the Abattoir of Zir or the Gauntlet and leaderboards, and whisperings of the basket of hatred, costing a ton of money and potentially bringing solutions to lots of D4's problems inside of it. Wow, that was quite the list. In spite of all of these, Path of Exile 2 is ready to smash their competition. Blizzard is a marketing company. They do one heck of a job advertising their games. However, when it comes to gameplay, they're just not there. Grinding Your Games, on the other hand, is a game development company first. Their advertising to the average person is lackluster, but that's because they focus entirely on the gameplay. Their trailers and showcases are even centered around gameplay entirely. This is evident with everything revolving around PoE 2. As far as the beta for Path of Exile 2, it's not going to be a public hype beta like the one Blizzard held for Diablo 4, merely meant to drum up excitement for the game and serve as a way to chart up some cool graphics about how many people played in the beta. It's meant to, yes, get people talking about the game, but it's also going to be a huge actual stress test of the entire game itself. All the acts will be available. Most of the endgame will be available. Players can play all of the actual character classes. It can also thoroughly test the skill system and full itemization. The Path of Exile 2 team would like us to break the game down during beta. If while doing that the game gets a ton of exposure, which is totally feasible in a day and age where an early access game like Palworld breaks absolutely every gaming record, this can happen for Path of Exile 2, which will be the next massive ARPG launch after Diablo 4 and Last Epoch. Ah yes, Last Epoch, Blizzard's latest competitor. One would think when yet another independent studio shows you up so soon after a release that took 8,000 developers and more than 7 years to make a reality, you'd start to learn from your past mistakes and make some real changes. But before we discuss that fully, I would like to ask, if you are enjoying this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the sub notification bell, and check out my Patreon. More content like this video is on the way. Thank you for the consideration, and if you do like the video, the support. Alrighty, let's get back to it. So, shall the content shortcomings, false promises, and stunted releases continue on with Blizzard as a whole? and Diablo 4 in particular? Yes, everything will continue as usual. Am I cynical? No. Instead, I'm just stating the downright obvious. What's happened for years and years at this point? It's a fact we've all witnessed previously and are seeing now with the release of the biggest ARPG to come out since Diablo 3 in 2011. Blizzard will keep on committing the same errors relentlessly. They've proven this not only with their Diablo series, but with their other living properties as well. The reasons for this are numerous, but I think we can agree there's two massive issues that keep holding them back. One, it's the unwavering fact that new Blizzard employees refuse to steal or learn from past Blizzard employees. Instead, they strive to make something entirely new and make their mark on the gaming industry. That's not going well at all. All the veterans who made the beloved old Blizzard games have moved on, and the employees who made mildly enjoyed Blizzard games are either gone as well or promoted to areas wherein they aren't actually developing the core games anymore. The people steering this ship aren't knowledgeable or open to change, and even if they were, Blizzard is a Titanic-sized boat. While a more agile, smaller company might be able to see the error in their ways, shift quickly, and turn things around as a canoe can in a river, stream, or ocean, that's not possible for Blizzard. Any meaningful change will take years, and it will happen painfully slowly, perhaps too slow to dodge the iceberg they've been heading toward for a long while now. And finally, after a long point number one, point number two, it's the money first angle every Blizzard game is built with nowadays. They want money, they want a lot of it, and they want it quick. It's as simple as that. I've repeated this ad nauseum, so there's no need for a deep dive. But with the upcoming basket of hatred stacked to the top with everything Diablo 4 should have had at launch, and remember, this might just be wishful thinking, they're going to make a Titanic-sized boatload of money and repeat the process all over again. Or, and this is a huge or, we can force change and not support this type of decision making. Let's vote with our wallets. Let's support the better choices out there. Of course, this isn't the first time we've discussed some massive Blizzard L's this month. A few weeks back, we talked about how Diablo 4 is making huge mistakes that Path of Exile made a decade ago. They refuse to learn, but that makes for fun and interesting content. Go watch the video now.